Welcome back, you guys. So what we are going to do now is play with these sewing techniques so that you learn how to use different techniques while sewing. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is what I'm going to do is I'm going to shorten the dress and I'm going to give it some sort of like drape or whatever. So to reduce, again, you go and use the edit pattern tool, just like that, and make sure the lengths here are matching once you do that. Okay, I don't really like how sharp this is. So here we have our mini dress, right? So I want to give it some sort of like gathers or whatever at the bottom. And here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to create a rectangle. So here, you remember here I used the free drawing pen tool, right? That one. So this one is for free drawing. Once you go here, you'll be able to create rectangles, oval shape, internal dot, spiral, whatever. So what I want is the rectangle tool. So I'm going to draw a rectangle right here like this. And for this rectangle, for example, I want it to share like I want it to go at the bottom of the front. So since we already have this asymmetry on the axis, what I do on one side is going to automatically end up on the other side. However, if I would want this one to, because if I did one and if I said let me sew those two segments, let's experiment in real time. You see what happens is that this piece is only assigned to one side, and that's not what I want. I want this piece to be on both sides, like because it's long enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm still going to go to segment sewing, and I can press shift before picking anything, and then I can pick one and make sure the direction is the same, pick the other, and then let go, and then pick okay. So in this situation, what we do is that we use the free sewing tool. The free sewing tool, it's literally free sewing. So if I want my garment to be sewn from here to here, it's going to show you that. And then if I want to add this piece, of course that's what I want, then I'm going to continue. But you see this point, this is the point at which it tells you that here is the equal distance. Now you are at equal distance. So if you want it to be at an exact distance, then here is where you stop. But I don't. I want it to go all the way. And then you get something like this. And then you simulate. Yeah? So the thing I was talking about, the free sewing, the segment sewing, sometimes you have different like on one line, right? And you have two segments, like here, 1, 2. So sometimes you have two segments. If if I want this piece to be on both, the other one was the first technique, this one is another technique. You can also use segment sewing. However, you press shift, pick the other side, let it go, and then go ahead and pick this other side, and we are going to see the same result, like, you know. So you have to understand the situation you're in and then choose accordingly. So with that being said, let's see if in the next class, okay, we've learned about all these kinds of sewing. Let's see this other sewing. There is also free sewing. Free sewing is what we did. Like, for example, if I wanted this piece to go all the way around, let me first make it bigger. If I wanted this piece to go all the way around the bottom, what I'm going to do is I'll use this free sewing tool. I will pick from here to here, and then from here to here, and then I will press enter, and then I will go back here and here, and then I'll press enter. So here is this free sewing, and then there is MN also free sewing, right? Here is MN free sewing. So in MN free sewing, you can, if I wanted this whole piece to go around it, like around the bottom, all I have to do is to pick the bottom first. So I will choose that, and then that, and once I'm done, I say enter, and then go to this piece and then go all around it, and then boom, and then press enter. So now our piece is going to go all the way around. Let's simulate and see what will happen. I have to edit. So remember the thing that we talked about, the arrangement. Here is where the arrangement comes in, because once I put it away and then I say it has to be somewhere in the middle like this, and I'm going to reduce it down so that it goes where it should be. Sometimes it can be complicated, so let's go back. Maybe it was better off like this. So let me leave it like this and see what happens when I sew. You see how it's struggling to go behind? Yeah, that's why I say you use accordingly to what feels right for you. Okay, so let's come back in the next course. I'm going to show you guys how to give this piece fullness. Now that you understand how these sewing tools work, let's go to the next course. I want to give the fullness. So see you in the next class.